Alrighty folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again. Welcome back to NASCAR 06 Career Mode. So we're going to be heading out to some one-off events. We don't have to deal with the usual suspects, so to speak. Old Spice Raceway, UPS Raceway, and then, get this, IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park. And then when that's not enough fun, we got Watkins Glen coming up. So plenty of good racing here in the NASCAR Busch Series. So let's go out and head out to UPS. Of course, Chippy Johnson's going to win the Pennsylvania 500 at Pocono. And hopefully we have a good run. Look at Matt Kenseth. He's slowly becoming very, very consistent. He started a little bit behind the 8 ball, so to speak. Couldn't get a win. Now he's got 2 wins. He's racking the top 10s, racking the top 5s as well. Alrighty, folks, here we go at UPS Speedway or Raceway, whatever the biff they call it. This is going to be a fun event. You gotta be careful though. You don't want to spin out in the apron. You got J.J. Yaley on the bottom. No Kyle Busch, no Tony Stewart. Should just be a good quality points race to the end with little to no leeches in the field. Alright, 28 laps around here, which is quite honestly a pretty long event. Trying to fight our way to the bottom. There we go. We're going to hold off the 21 car, Brandon Miller. And J.J. Yaley out front. Look at all the Monte Carlos. They are out and about today. Trying to find some consistency. I mean, no one's been able to defeat the Roush Couture Fords. I mean, let's just be honest. Very reminiscent of like Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in, what, year 2020. Where you had like 4 Fords in the entire field and they were winning a buttload of races. That's pretty much what's happening here in the Busch Series. You have last year's champ J.J. Yaley. You have the 05 and 06 champion Bobby Labonte. Joe Gibbs Racing has put on a clinic thus far. Now, we've won here before. We've had great success, but it's always the pit stop. That is the most determining factor into who's going to win it. It is the roulette wheel, is the pit stop. If you have a great one, sure, you're going to be good. But if the caution comes out the wrong time, I don't care if you have a 10-second pit stop. It ain't going to matter. We're going to make a clean pass with the lead around J.J. Yaley. And it's lap 6 out of 28. Just take care of the car and it'll come to you. Keep digging. Ooh. I really want to build a custom of this diecast so badly. Because not only is the original car that got made by Team Caliber absolutely suck, it's supposed to have a beautiful metallic finish. So every time I look at the car in the game, because, you know, this is based on an Xbox/PS2, they didn't have the greatest technology in rendering metallic finishes, even like in Gran Turismo. So it would be really cool to make this car like on a... I'm debating, do we want to make it on a year 2001 to 2005 Hot Wheels Ford Taurus? Because they use the same mold, just about. The tire decals or something might be a fraction different, but I would just swap them out anyways. Because I like putting the action/winter circle wheels on Hot Wheels NASCAR 164s, because it looks a lot more realistic in my opinion. But I look at this car, and I don't know. Because part of me kind of wants to see it on the Action/Winter Circle 2005 Ford mold. But at the same time, I'm like, I really want to build on the Hot Wheels one. Because to me, the Hot Wheels car, the Ford mold that they had, is so much more realistic to the true Ford Busch cars and Nextel Cup cars. Because they're like a bullet, right? They're very aerodynamical. And what's interesting about the Hot Wheels one, I know we're racing here, and we got cars pitting, is the paint on those die-cast is so thick, as well as the clear coat, that when you strip them down to the bare metal, the metal is actually quite thin. It's a lot thinner than you expect, so I think that'd be a fun project. Anyways, we have pit stops underway here. We have a 2.8 second lead right now. I think we run long. Let's be conservative here in case a caution comes out. We don't get burned. I'm willing to give up some time because I feel like we could run them back down. We did a similar strategy at Milwaukee. It almost cost us the win. But I just think this would be a good strategy to have. let everyone pit, make sure we don't have a crazy Mickey Mouse caution. It looks like everything's going to be good, and we'll go ahead and try to pit here. Yeah, because the tire's starting to go away, so let's go ahead and pit. You just don't want to get trapped during a caution sequence, and then guess what? You go from leading the most laps, most dominant car on the racetrack, and then you're finishing 33rd. That's pretty much what happens. So hopefully we have a good pit stop here. We had a 3.3 second lead over second place, so hopefully that goes pretty well. What's interesting about this paint scheme is this car was driven by Martin and, what's his face, Matt Kins. Oh gosh, someone ran into someone on pit road, and of course get the Dollar Tree drill guns. The side panels on the car, I think when Kenseth drove it, they were solid white. But this paint scheme has like a very small archway. So I'm not really sure what's the most accurate one. I don't know if this is based on the die-cast render. Usually it is. Like if you look at Jeff Burton's 02 paint scheme, the car that you see in the game is based on almost an exact replica of the 2002 Hot Wheels. Jeff Burton die-cast his Boyers there. Holy cow. Why is my car so loose now? Thank you, Boyer. Got a good rivalry cooking there. If you look at the real Jeff Burton 2002 race car, there's a few logos near the fuel tank insert that's different. So it's kind of interesting how they use the die-cast renders for the video games. Because I totally love talking about everything else but what's going on the racetrack. I know you're tired of it, so let's get back to the show. Didn't want to take out Carl Edwards there. Had a lift. Now J.J. Yaley has the lead. Again, I expected to lose a lot of track position. I didn't want to get burned by the caution. I feel like we can pass these guys, so I'm not too worried about it. We just got to take care of the car. Don't spin out. This yellow car better take a hike. That's all I'm saying. He's going to be a caution if he blocks me. You jabroni, just hit the brakes. Let the leaders go. You've been inconsistent and not even competitive this entire playthrough. I mean, come on, man. Edwards is out front. Very reminiscent of Milwaukee, where we did this strategy and then the 60 car inevitably finds the lead. This racetrack is so much fun, though. It's just a good old one-off race. It's a lot of fun. We're going to take the lead back and hopefully pick up another win here in the NASCAR Busch Series. This will be our 7th win of the season. You might be thinking, okay, that's really unrealistic. You're winning 7 races. It's actually not. We've seen so many times in NASCAR, Busch, Nationwide, and Xfinity history where you have one driver that'll win like 7 to 10 races. It has happened so many times. Whether it's one-off drivers like Kyle Busch, or like Chase Briscoe going for the championship. It has happened a lot. It really has. And to add context to that, we're in the best team in the sport. I mean, Carl Edwards has 3 wins. Kenseth has 2 wins. So that's 5 wins right there. So you start putting 2 and 2 together, you have the most dominant team with 3 really good Busch drivers. You're going to clock a lot of wins. It's no different than Hendrick Motorsports in the Nextel Cup Series. They're going to win a lot of races. This guy is about to get dumped. Like, you're going to keep blocking me, you're going to get dumped. I will bring out a caution. I don't care. I'll do it. Now, Jabroni, you better move. You better move. 'Cause I'm coming through. I don't think you want to explain to the guys in the shop why the car got put in the catch fence because you were blocking for 33rd. There's my old teammate. Want to give him some respect. And coming off the corner, there we go. 7th win of the year. The Roush dominance is very much alive and well. And what's cool in this game, you can actually get sponsored by UPS. So maybe pretty cool to have like a UPS sponsored Busch car. That'd be pretty cool. Burn it down. Such a cool racetrack, man. You have that barn over there in 3 and 4. And I love so much about this game and the realism. If you look at the crowds, they're actually not full at these one-off events. There's actually gaps in the crowd. If you go to like Milwaukee or IRP, they do the same thing. That's like the only time in like all the motorsports games I've ever played that I can remember And I'm talking through every console generation, Gran Turismo, Forza, NASCAR, IndyCar, whatever, that actually made the racetrack grandstands look realistic by not having sold-out crowds, you know? It's like you go have a practice session at, like, I don't know, Daytona or something, and there's literally 150,000 fans in the grandstands type of thing. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for a game that doesn't have a whole lot of room to work with to add that detail, but, like, in 2023, you should have that detail, which we don't get details in NASCAR games anyways. We don't even get NASCAR games anymore. So, we're going to dominate here at the Switch Track 350. 16 laps led. Edwards, Kenseth, you know the drill. I mean, we are the best in the business right now. And it's just... I mean, it's like... to compare this to apples and oranges, this is like the corporation in the Attitude Era of wrestling. It's like DX when they were in their prime. The NWO. I mean, it's just like the most dominant faction you could think of that just comes in and just takes over. Oh boy, let's see what this is all about. Heck yeah. Roush Couture Rays. Let's take it. So let's go see what the Roush Couture raise happens to be. Dang! That's like a $5,000 to $6,000 raise almost. That is a bunch per race. Holy cow. One of the best well-paid Busch drivers. So, it's, I mean, like, literally, it is a Roush championship. They've already engraved on the piece of metal, you know, team owner, whatever, championship. They just don't know the driver. Because there is not a snowball's chance in you-know-what that Yaley or Boyer are going to find a way to win this thing. They're so inconsistent. I'm rooting for Greg Biffle and Craven as well, but wow. Total dominance here in NASCAR 06. And it's not just us winning all the races. Our teammates are doing pretty good, too. 12,000 points to our next prestige upgrade, so we'll be looking for that. The next event, well, we're going road course racing at Old Spice Speedway. That'll be fun. And we got IRP and Watkins Glen. A lot of good stuff coming up. So thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Diecast Buffet, signing off.